That's actually heavier than I realised. There we go. Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching Adorama TV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that's got everything for us photographers. And this is a cheap Venetian blind. Actually, I found it in the corner of the studio when we moved in, and this is going to become the prop for this shoot because I'm going to use a Venetian blind in 3 different ways to create 3 different looks. Now, obviously I'm going to need some light, so whilst I'm getting that ready, you should click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. Right, let's get a light set, let's get a model in, let's get shooting. So to help me out today, I've got the amazing Sophie. Sophie is going to be the model for this shoot, and I've set a few things up. I've got my Venetian blind in place, I've got a light behind it. There's a reason I'm using the Flashpoint Explore 300, and that's because it has this feature, a modeling lamp. And a modeling lamp is really useful. It's not essential, but it gives me a guide as to where the shadows might be. But remember that word, it's a guide. You won't get exactly the same shadows from the flash. Let me demonstrate. So Sophie, I'm just going to take a quick test picture. Here we go. And when I do, you'll notice that the crisp lines that we could see have disappeared. What happened to the Venetian blind effect? It's almost completely gone. So for this to work, you need hard light. Hard light is basically a sharp defined edge to a shadow, and you get hard light by having a small light source. Now there's a few ways we could do that. One way would be to move the light further away from Sophie and the Venetian blinds. Or I can make it smaller, because what I'm seeing is the light from the small LED, but what I'm actually photographing is the light from the larger flash tube. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to move it further back, and I'm going to change the 7-inch reflector for the smaller built-in reflector. Of course, if I move the light, I need to remeter the light, so I'm going to get this to f5.6 and take a shot like that. Okay, Sophie, here we go. So now I can see the shadows are looking a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper. So there's a couple of other things I can do as well. I can change the look of the shadows by adjusting the Venetian blinds. So I can close them down or I can open them up. So I'm going to close them down like that. Let's take a test shot and see what we get. Now you might think I want to remeter, but I'm trying to get the highlights correct, the light coming through the slots, and that is exactly what we have there. And the other thing I can do is change the angle of those little beams of light by raising or lowering my light. So I can put it up there, something like that, and get something with a bit more diagonal drama. Okay, so with those things in mind, let's take a few shots like this. Sophie, are you ready? Okay, let's get off the stool and let's get on with some photos. So what if you don't want the grey-white background, but you'd like a black background? Well, surely the answer is just put a black background up and job done. Well, it's not quite that simple. Let me show you why. Okay, Sophie, here we go. Let's just take a shot like this. So I like the effect on Sophie. It looks very dramatic, but it doesn't quite work on the background because I can actually still see some stripes. And that's because if you light a black background, it goes grey. So what I've done is I've put my little V-flat in the corner to block some of the light that would hit the background. Now it's not quite tall enough, so I've modified it with a slight reflector. Anything that will block the light will stop the rays of light from the Venetian blind hitting the background, but importantly, they're still going to hit Sophie. Let me show you how this looks. Here we go. And that looks really good. You can see the stripes on Sophie. It's a little bit dark behind her, so I'm going to add in a second light. Now this is a Flashpoint Evolve 200, and I've got a grid on the light. And once again, that is there to direct the light away from the background and only onto Sophie, because I don't want to light that black background. This light should put some little bit of light on Sophie's hat and her shoulder and just separate her out on this side. Okay, Sophie, let's take a few shots like this. Here we go. So the last way I'm going to set this up is to change a couple of things. The first thing is, rather than trying to use the Venetian blind as a cookie and not see it in the photo, I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to deliberately include it in the shot. And secondly, if you're struggling to make your flash match what you're seeing with your modeling lamp, here's a quick tip. Just use the modeling lamp. To make that happen, I've got to switch lens. So I've switched for my fastest lens. This is a 25mm f1.2. So that's a fast lens. It's going to let lots of light in and should give me a reasonably fast shutter speed. But it should mean that we can turn the room lights out like this, turn the modeling light on like that, and I can use the modeling lamp. Now it's really important that you do turn the room lights off. You need a dark room for this to happen. Okay, Sophie, let's take a test shot, see what we get. And literally what I see is what I get. You can't ask for better than that. Right, let's take a few shots like this. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Right, well, I think I might have figured out why the previous owners had left this behind, because it has literally just fallen to pieces. Now, if you've got any questions or you've enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below. Click on the bell icon and you'll never miss a video right here on Adorama TV, and we have new stuff pretty much every single day. And of course, click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.